Hello, I'm John Eldredge, and welcome to the Ransomed Heart Podcast. This week, we are giving a taste of a wonderful teaching series that I've done entitled The Life of Jesus. It's a fresh look into the Gospels and into the personality of Jesus Christ. Now I want to take a look slowly through chapter 8 because there's several stories in here that are powerful and strung together for a reason. He's just finished the Sermon on the Mount, all that stuff, right? When you pray, go in your closet. When you give, don't let your right hand know what your left hand's doing, all of that. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. He's just completely revamping their idea of goodness. Goodness, genuine holiness, all right? He's just revamped the whole thing. And then almost as if to say, well, let me show you what I mean. All right? Chapter 8 begins like this. When he came down from the mountainside, large crowds followed him. A man with leprosy came and knelt before him and said, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. I'm willing. He said, be clean. And immediately he was cured of his leprosy. And then Jesus said to him, see that you don't tell anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, offer the gift Moses commanded, as a testimony to them. This is the Sermon on the Mount, right, in action. Let me show what I mean about goodness. Let me show you the heart of God, okay? Oh, it is so beautiful. His power to heal, his desire to heal, right? His compassion, his tenderness. You can just tell how someone is going to handle you. Can't you? I mean, there are people that you would call at 2 o'clock in the morning when you need help, you need to confide in someone, and there are people you would never call, right? And the list of that is large, and the list of those who you would call is very small, isn't it? People you would trust, right? You can tell how people will handle you. The leper can tell, right? The leper can tell. He comes. He comes up to him. Now, the whole culture of leprosy and all that, you've heard that these guys are unclean, and they've got to go through the village saying, unclean, unclean, and, you know, to be near them is to jeopardize your own reputation and to possibly become unclean yourself. In Leviticus, it says, anyone with such a defiling disease must wear torn clothes, let their hair be unkempt, and cover the lower part of their face, and cry out, unclean, unclean. As long as they have the disease, they remain unclean. They must live alone. They must live outside the camp. Okay, so that's who we've got here. And he comes up to Jesus, and what does Jesus do? He touches him. Touches him. The beauty of this is extraordinary. First off, Jesus does not need to touch the man to heal him. We're going to see a lot of stories where all he has to do is just say the word, right? Okay? He doesn't have to be present in the building to raise somebody from the dead, right? He just says it and it happens, okay? But he touches him. Why? Because this is the one thing the man needs. No one has touched him for a long time. Right? I mean, just human touch, human embrace. Do you see the kindness of this? The beauty of his compassion? And you know what this is going to do. He's now unclean. Right? You're not supposed to touch these guys, okay? That's why they yell, unclean, unclean, stay away from me, I'm going to contaminate you. And Jesus walks up and goes, no problem. I am not even worried about any of that. What I love in this story is not just his compassion, which is so extraordinarily beautiful. I mean, he gives the man what he needs, but his disregard for what people might think. I mean, this is one of the qualities of Jesus that I absolutely love the most. Because I am embarrassed to think how much I consider what people might think. We're ruled by it. right? What you wear, what you don't wear, where you wear it, why, what crowd you're in, who you choose to talk to, who you don't choose to talk to. You know what I'm talking about, right? What will people think? I was nervous about teaching tonight. Why? Because of what you might think of me. It's just crippling. And Jesus doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's trying to get this ministry going. He's got a message he needs to get across. Credibility is fairly important at this point. It is early in the game. And he is already breaking so many rules, right? He's almost assuring himself of being disqualified. Do you see that? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's not ruled or governed by that. Jesus' freedom from that alone makes him the most remarkable person I have ever met. I don't know anyone like this. This might be one of my favorite topics, the heart and the personality of Jesus. I hope you've enjoyed it. To find out more about this resource and many new resources that we're offering, come to our store at ransomedheart.com.